I'm not good at reading.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody I know
Wait,
how to.
hold on, what?
Okay, wait.
You have a job, right?
That came out wrong. People around the world, thank you for coming back to listen to us. We are the Annoying Vegans. We provide perspective, validation, and laughs about all the social situations that you, as vegans, face today.
All right, you put some emphasis on these words now. I like it. Getting into it.
Alex, do you have any plans this year? Like, you going on vacation, doing anything fun?
I am planning on going to San Diego in April. So going for a graduation, but never been to San Diego. I've always heard a lot of great things about it.
I love San Diego.
I've heard great things about the weather, the scenery, the vibes, the places there, the restaurants, everything. So I'm very excited to go. I want to see what it's all about. I've only kind of been to LA area, so it would be nice to go other places in California. And then I'm also trying to plan like some type of cruise or something this year as well. So never been on a cruise. So I had a friend of mine was telling me about their experiences on a cruise, and so love that. Ramona wants to go with me on a cruise. But yeah, no, what about you? Any vacation plans this year?
Yeah, I'm going to London with a former roommate of mine for
nice.
Yeah, for a few 5 days in May, and then I am actually going to India for a wedding.
Oh my God, you're jet setting this year.
Yes.
Internationals.
I know. I have
stamping your passport.
Never been to Europe, never been to Asia. I've been to Canada, of course, and Mexico. So I've been all over North America, and I've been to Peru and South America. Those are the only continents I've been to. So I've never been to the east side of the world.
So when are you going to India?
Right after London.
Like a couple weeks after?
Like a couple days after.
Why?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I know, it's a lot.
You're like traveling there.
And then that's a long trip. From there I'm
flight.
going. Yeah.
Well, it sounds amazing. So I can't wait to hear about your experiences there. But as far as, our topic today, we're going to be talking about traveling as a vegan. And with that comes, any tips and our experiences, our favorite places to go. So I know you've been a lot of places, Mike. You've traveled a lot of places. I'm curious to know what's been your favorite place to go so far on your travels.
My favorite place is actually San Diego.
Really? Not just because I said it.
Not just because you said it. I've been saying, I love San Diego. Just big in nature. I love going on hikes. I love going to the beach.
What was the place you told me to go to?
Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines is the...
It kind of sounds like a porn star. Torrey Pines. I don't know why.
It sounds like a porn star?
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if that's the kind of person I would want
I don't know.
to engage with.
Torrey Pines.
Pines? That sounds kind of painful.
Hey, some people are into that, so I don't know.
Yeah, so Torrey Pines is the first.
We'll cut that one out. Sorry.
No, we're leaving that in. Okay, we're leaving that in.
Okay.
But I love it because you start going uphill, and then as soon as you get to the top, and you're going uphill the whole time, you just see a beautiful view of the ocean, and there's a lot of different plant life.
So it's very nature. Is the city nature not centric, but can you go anywhere in the city and you kind of really enjoy nature, or is it specific parts where you go and it's that, but not necessarily everywhere else in the city? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's probably more specific parts. When you're out and about in the city, you can probably see some of it. You can see the beach. You can see, I don't know if you can really see hills in San Diego. It's been a little while, so I don't remember. I know in certain other places, definitely in Las Vegas and Colorado, you can see the mountains. I'm not sure if you can actually see mountains or anything from San Diego, but you can definitely see the ocean and the beach because it's all the way to the south. In terms of the city itself, you very much feel like you're in a city still. It doesn't feel like you're in a suburb or you're in the middle of nature. It's very easy to go out into nature, very close. You don't have to drive for too long. And then you can just, take a 10 or 15 minute drive back to the city.
Yeah.
Lots of vegan options.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what was your favorite? At least your favorite meal, not if you have a favorite place that we.
Plant Power, and I know it's not just San Diego because they have it along the West Coast, but Plant Power. It's a fast food joint, and you know what? I might be a little bit biased because I went in 2018. It was my first year as a vegan, and I wasn't really exposed to this whole like vegan fast food scene, and I didn't really have a lot of the Impossible or Beyond Meat, but I think it was one of the first places where I got one of those. Right. And they have this thing called the Big Zac. It's like a Big Mac and the vegan cheese. I'm like, this tastes so real. Yeah. And they have like the...
How long ago did you go?
In 2018.
Okay, so not that long ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's always the first place that comes to mind, but they have a lot of Cafe Gratitude. That's a whole like California-based chain. There was a place, and I unfortunately don't remember the name, but it was the first place I went to, and they had healthy food. Like they had this salad that it was so fresh, beets, and honestly, there were some vegetables in there that had never had before, never tasted before, and I think that's another cool thing about going to a coast, or you know, like something that's you're not accustomed to in where you're from. Like if you're far enough from where you're from, you get a different variety of produce.
Yeah, that's true. And like being in Dallas, we're landlocked, right? We're in the middle of the country. So like being on the coast or even being in different parts of the world, you're going to be exposed to different, you know, ingredients, right? So it's really, I can only imagine how different it would be being on the coast. And obviously there's people who are going to eat seafood, but like the things that are being imported in as well, you probably won't find in Dallas or anywhere else, you know, along the middle of the country. But no, that's really cool. So like as far as your trips in total, what would you say is like a good tip for someone who is traveling while vegan? Like, is there, would you say, what would you say to someone who's traveling vegan and they don't know what the vegan options may be, they don't know what they can eat or what?
It starts from the plane ride. I'm somebody who always gets early flights too, and I pay the price because I'm kind of like, I wake up too late, and I go so early that I don't even feel like eating breakfast. Oh yeah. If you're somebody who has time to eat breakfast, definitely eat breakfast. Eat like a full meal before you go to your flight. Okay. Because trying to find something vegan in the airport, there's a lot of airports that they're only going to have some really like nasty junk food.
Bagel or something.
But you can get a bagel with nothing on it, basically.
Right, yeah. A bagel. Yeah.
That's it. Go to Dunkin' Donuts and ask for a bagel with nothing on it. There's this new thing in a lot of airports that it's like a vending machine, and it has like fresh chickpea wrap or overnight oats. But it's so expensive. Yeah. They always charge up at the airport. Yeah. So it always starts at the airport, of course, especially if you have a long flight. So make sure that you fill up if you can before you get to the airport. Since I tend to not do that because I'm always in a rush, I'm packing while the Lyft drivers are on their way. I'm still packing my suitcase. My God, yeah. So I'm stuck at the airport waiting for I'm waiting for the plane, and I will go and get like a Lenny and Larry's cookie. Oh yeah, because they seem to always have that at the airport.
That seems to be like a lot of places, a lot of stores, like convenience stores have them, or you know, anywhere really. But
yeah, but it's, you know, processed. It's very processed. So if you're a health conscious person, or if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to limit carbs, that might not be for you. So it kind of starts on the plane, because once you land, you're going to decide if you're ready to just like chill and relax, or if you're like wanting to grab something to eat. I mean, I'm always ready to eat, so it doesn't matter what my situation is, but as soon as I land, I'm trying to get something to eat. Right. Unless I land like very late at night, like at 10 after 10 p.m. I'm probably not trying to eat something. Once you get to your destination, I typically would have already YouTubed the best vegan options in XYZ place that I'm going to.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm more spontaneous, or I like to be a little bit more spontaneous, so I don't plan an itinerary. I don't plan like what I'm going to do the entire time. Yeah. But I will, in advance of going, search on YouTube all of the like top, like let's say I'm going to Chicago, I type like top vegan places in Chicago on YouTube, and the trick is to watch those videos and watch like 4 of them and look for double references.
Yeah.
If two videos, if two videos are mentioning it more than once.
That's a good tip, because I've never thought about YouTube for a place to go, or like looking at YouTube for tips on while traveling, like especially when trying to find food. Usually when I'm trying to find food, I just Google it, and maybe Happy Cow or maybe Yelp will help me come up with some ideas. But that makes a lot of sense, because when you're YouTubing it, you get to see the meals, you get to see the place, you get to see everything, and so it's a lot more informative. And especially with YouTube, you're more than likely going to be like watching someone you're maybe a little familiar with, or maybe if you're not even familiar with, you know that they're vegan and kind of know what to look for. So that's interesting. I never thought about that. So that's a good tip.
Yeah, and even if you don't know them, it's easy when you're watching somebody vlogging their day, you can kind of pick up on if you should trust them or not.
Yeah, right.
You can pick up on if this is your type. Like, you can pick up on that energy. Like, is this a type of person that if I'm hanging out with them, I would enjoy myself around?
Yeah,
you get that with a video. And I'm not good at reading. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody. I know how to.
Hold on, what?
Okay, wait.
You have a job, right?
That came out wrong. Listen, I don't.
You're a head technician or something, aren't you? Engineer.
Do I read my emails? I do not. Okay. But anyways, yeah. So I'm not a good reader. I'm a very slow reader. I'm not I don't enjoy researching and having to read through a bunch of stuff just to get to the main point. So yeah, I prefer the vlog style type of things.
Yeah, with vlogs, I've definitely been using the speed, like the 1.5 a lot. So
that's
great
been
tip. So good. Well, yeah, it's just a little tip for watching YouTube, I guess. But yeah, it's really good.
We won't be mad. We won't be mad if you.
Maybe we sound better at 1.5. I don't know.
But what about you? Do you have a favorite place? Do you have any tips for when you're traveling?
Yeah, so like I don't travel as much as I'd like to, but like hopefully this year that'll kind of be the start of something different. My favorite place to travel was Chicago last year. I mean, I just enjoyed it thoroughly. Like, I was there for maybe 4 or 5 days. And unlike you, I am very much a planner. I need an itinerary, because I don't want to travel. I don't want to spend this money and like not have something to do, or just be like, I don't know what to do, or like looking around for something to do. I wanted to know, like, at this time you can do this, or this time you can do this. And even if I don't actually go through with it, like if I know at 3 there's something happening in this park, but I see something else, then I can do that other thing. But just knowing that, hey, there's something, this is what interests you and what you can do at this time, like that just makes me, I don't know, feel a little bit better. So when I am doing the itinerary, I am looking for places to eat for myself, for morning, afternoon, evening, and dessert, But as far as like tips I would give people, you're definitely right. Like it starts from the airplane, and I try not to, I tend to go on morning flights myself. So I try not to eat. I don't know why, but I tend not to eat, is what I meant to say, until I actually get to the place. I like to know that like I'm in the hotel, my bags are good, everything's good, and then I go eat. But as far as like thinking of tips, like I guess my only tip would really be, and yours is really good, but one of my tips would be just looking on like Happy Cow, and that's kind of just like an app, obviously, that has vegan food and restaurants and reviews from other vegans as well. But there's always like a lot of different, or a lot of little places that may not pop up in Yelp, or may not pop up on Google, and you might have a little bit more questions about. And usually I find that like Happy Cow, that there's people like scouring the city looking for these little vegan places, so that they have a little few more hole in the walls for like vegans. But one thing, as I was traveling and was in Chicago, what I liked a lot that I wasn't really used to out here in Dallas was the type of vegan options. Like, you don't really just go to a vegan pizzeria and just expect there to be dairy-free cheese, or some places where, I went and I was just like, oh, just kind of surprised. But my favorite dish out there was, I forgot the name, but it was in South Chicago, and it was like an alkaline kind of place.
Oh, cool.
And it wasn't necessarily that like the food was great, but neighborhood that it was in, there's kind of the vibes that was happening. Obviously the food was good, but just like all in all, just like I just had a really good time. And I think we had, but it was like fried shrimp and fries or something like that. It was like more of like a comfort food for me. Traveling is one of those things where like I do want to try like different things, but it's also always that push and pull of, well, I kind of know I like this, but I also want to try something new or try something different.
Do you find it difficult when you're traveling with someone who is not vegan because I feel like when I'm traveling by myself, I don't mind going a little distance to find a place, but I feel like when I'm traveling with others, they kind of mind going the distance. So either we split up or I have to find vegan places closer, and I'm kind of like, you know, like I wish I could go to this place, but this one's closer.
Right.
Like, what about you? Does that happen to you?
Yes, you know, that's definitely like, that's kind of like always the case. Like I always like, oh, I want to go this place, and it's like 20 minutes away. But there is legit like places like around the corner that somebody else can be like, hey, why don't we just go here? But no, I want to go to the place that's 20 minutes away. Like, no, it's you always, obviously you have to kind of mind other people, but the person I travel with, I try to make sure that obviously they're taken care of as far as what foods they eat, but ultimately, I mean, they're pretty okay as far as traveling and going someplace that I want to go. I never had a huge issue in that field. But what about you? Is that something that kind of your travel buddy or, you know, whatever, you kind of have to be mindful of the places you want to go?
Yeah, I feel like I tend to have a better experience when I'm traveling alone. When I go to a place, I want to feel like I kind of like live there. I want to walk the streets. Like if I lived here, where would I go to get food? So I like to try multiple local places. But I was in Nashville with my pops last September, and we didn't rent a car because Nashville is a very walkable city. So there were many vegan places, but there was this one vegan place that was within walking distance, and we went to this place 3 or 4 different times for breakfast and lunch.
Was that good?
No, it wasn't good. But it was the closest. It was the easiest. It was the only vegan place that was within walking distance right in downtown Nashville. The other ones we would have had to take a Uber or Lyft. And we did do that for one of them. It was just kind of like, I need to try something. I'm not going back to this place.
Right.
They weren't bad. It wasn't, I needed to try something else.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go to this other place. You don't have to get it. You can get, like, he wanted to get some, like, chicken biscuits thing, Nashville chicken. I'm like, you can do that, but let's go to this place first.
Right.
Let me get my vegan food. Let me eat it, and then we'll go to your place after. And we did have to take a Lyft, and I feel like I enjoyed that place so much more. But you can definitely benefit as a vegan establishment if you get that place that's right in the center within walking distance, and you get a lot of the travelers too.
Oh yeah.
But it's those places that are outside the city that don't benefit from that necessarily. And I feel like if you don't branch out a little bit, you could be missing out on a good thing.
No, I definitely feel that. I mean, that's how it was in Chicago, where it's like, yeah, there are some places kind of close to downtown, kind of close to the water and everything like that, but you also see like there are vegan options. They're just not conveniently located. So you're going to have to take the train, or you're going to have to drive. You're going to take an Uber out. But, it's not that far. It's not far relatively, right? It's like 15 or 20 minutes. That adds up. So if you want to go to one place and it's south, or another place and it's northwest, and it's just like, it's not the most convenient. But at the same time, like if I was traveling by myself, like I would be okay with that. Like you're vacationing, but you're also traveling within the city, so that would be fine. But yeah, no, I can definitely see though where it's like, hey, this is convenient. This is right by me. Let me just do this and keep doing this as much as I can until there's that limit where I need to try something else immediately.
Wow,
that was 10 minutes.
Listen. Alex is giving me crap because he says I talk too much. He says we need to keep these shorter.
You're really leaning into the mic on that one.
Yeah, he's like, stop talking so much. Listen, if you all want to listen to us on 2 times speed, I will not.
There you go. That's how you can make it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
2 times
listen
speed.
to us on 2x. But yeah, please, folks, chime in. Where's been your favorite place to travel for a good, positive vegan experience? And what are your tips? What do you do when you travel? What do you look for? I'd love to hear them. I'm sure there's tons of good vegan tips that we can all get from one another.
And what we can do as well is, like, with all the comments that everyone's leaving from every episode, maybe we can just make an episode where we can read y'all's comments.
Good one.
Or like respond or anything like that. That way it's a little bit more interactive between us.
That's a great idea, Alex. All right. Well, thank you all for listening to us blab for 20 minutes. Please like, subscribe, leave comments, give us a rating. And tell your friends, and tell your friends' friends.
All of the above.
And your cousins, and your brothers, and your sisters, and your cousins' cousins, friends' sisters.
All of them.
All right. And we will see you on the next one.
Peace.